Imagine walking into your local post office for a quick errand, only to watch the HOA president you've tolerated for years declare war on the entire U.S. Postal Service, right before she shoves a clerk into a wall and gets slapped with cuffs. It was the kind of spectacle that makes you question if suburbia is secretly a bad reality show. And I, the guy who'd been quietly labeled the neighborhood troublemaker for no good reason, had the perfect view as her empire of petty rules crumbled into hilarious chaos. In the sleepy suburb of Willow Creek, Virginia, where manicured lawns stretched like green carpets under a relentless blue sky, life was supposed to be picture perfect. White picket fences gleamed. Kids rode bikes in neat circles, and the air carried the faint scent of fresh-cut grass mixed with unspoken resentment. But beneath that facade lurked the iron fist of the Willow Creek Homeowners Association, ruled by Gloria Vance, a woman in her mid-50s with perfectly coiffed silver hair, pearl necklaces that screamed authority, and a smile that could curdle milk. Gloria had clawed her way to HOA president 3 years ago, preaching community harmony while enforcing rules so absurd they made the 10 Commandments look lax. No garden gnomes over 6 inches tall, because they disrupted aesthetic flow. Trash bins visible for more than 5 minutes. Fine city. And me? I'm Alex Rivera, a freelance IT consultant who fixes networks for small businesses. My wife, Mia, is a nurse practitioner, cool-headed, always spotting the BS before it hits the fan. We'd moved here 5 years back for the peaceful vibes, but Gloria had other plans. Whispers started soon after we settled in, that Alex guy. He's sketchy, probably hacking into people's Wi-Fi. All because I once offered to help a neighbor secure their router. I kept my mouth shut, watched from the sidelines, and documented every ridiculous email and violation notice. Patience, I figured, was my best weapon. It all kicked off on a crisp Tuesday morning when I swung by the post office to mail some client invoices. The place was your typical federal relic, faded posters about stamps, a few patrons shuffling forms, and that eternal hum of fluorescent lights. But today, something was off. Gloria stood at the counter, arms crossed, her lavender blouse buttoned to the neck like armor. Beside her loomed a stack of gray mail tubs on a dolly, overflowing with envelopes and packages. Postmaster Jenkins, a grizzled vet with a mustache that hadn't changed since the 80s, leaned over the counter, his face a mask of bureaucratic calm. "Ma'am, you can't just barge in and demand to inspect the mail," he said evenly. Gloria's voice dripped with that faux-polite venom she reserved for non-compliant residents. As HOA president, I have a duty to ensure all community correspondence aligns with our standards. Unsolicited junk mail is cluttering our pristine mailboxes, it's a visual blight. I lingered by the stamp machine, pretending to browse. But my phone was already out, recording audio discreetly. An elderly man in line muttered, "Lady, that's my social security check you're eyeing." Gloria waved him off. "If it's important, it should be properly addressed. We're maintaining order here." That's when she grabbed the top tub and started rifling through it, tossing aside flyers like confetti. Jenkins hit the silent alarm. With a mechanical whir, the security shutters slammed down, locking us in. Gasps echoed. A young mom clutched her toddler. Me? I smirked inwardly. This was the break I'd been waiting for. The lockdown turned the post office into a pressure cooker. People shifted uneasily, phones buzzing with texts to the outside world. Gloria, undeterred, perched on a stool like a queen on her throne, clipboard in hand, marking violations on random envelopes. "This one's got a sticker, tacky," she announced to no one. Mia texted me from work, heard about the post office drama. You stuck in there? I replied with a quick vid clip. Meanwhile, an older woman, Mrs. Patel, approached Gloria timidly. My daughter's wedding invitations are in today's batch. Please. I need them. Gloria peered over her glasses. Weddings are lovely. But if they're not eco-friendly cardstock, they could violate our sustainability clause. Mrs. Patel's eyes widened. Sustainability? It's just paper. I couldn't stay silent anymore. Stepping forward, I said casually. Gloria. Last I checked, the HOA doesn't own the Pony Express. Maybe put the mail back before you turn this into a federal case? She spun on me, her smile twisting into a sneer. Ah. Mr. Rivera, the man who thinks he's above the rules. Rumors say you're the one causing all the tech glitches in the neighborhood. Perhaps your mail needs extra scrutiny. The jab stung. But I kept cool. Rumors you started. You mean? Keep digging that hole. Whispers rippled through the crowd. A burly guy in overalls chuckled. Ladies got more rules than sense. Gloria's cheeks flushed. But she doubled down. This is for the greater good. Clutter leads to disorder. Disorder to decline. I'm protecting property values. Jenkins, from behind the counter, interjected dryly. Protecting values by committing mail theft? Bold strategy. That's when the first real crack showed. She shoved a tub aside in frustration, knocking over a display of greeting cards. Laughter bubbled up. Muffled but sharp. Like everyone was laughing in rage at her absurdity. Tensions boiled over as the postal inspectors arrived, their badges glinting under the bright lights. Inspector Reyes, a no-nonsense woman with a clipboard of her own, scanned the room. Who's the one playing postmaster? Gloria stood tall, but her voice wavered. I'm enforcing community guidelines. This mail affects our aesthetic integrity. Reyes raised an eyebrow. Aesthetic integrity? Ma'am. Tampering with mail is a felony, up to 5 years. Gloria's eyes darted. But it's HOA jurisdiction. The crowd erupted in snickers. I leaned against the wall, arms crossed. As Mia burst in, she'd rushed over after my text, flashing her medical ID to get past the cops outside. She zeroed in on a small insulated package peeking from Gloria's dolly. That's a medication cooler. Whose is it? A frail man raised his hand. Mine, diabetes meds. Needs to stay cold. Gloria dismissed it. If he'd scheduled delivery properly. No issue. Mia's eyes narrowed. Scheduled? This is life-saving stuff. Not a pizza. She radioed her clinic for backup, her voice steady but laced with sarcasm. We've got a potential health hazard here. Courtesy of overzealous bureaucracy. Gloria, cornered, tried to will the dolly away. This is all a misunderstanding. In her haste, she rammed it into a young clerk, Tim, who yelped and crumpled against the P.O. boxes, clutching his knee. The room froze. Reyes stepped forward. That's assault on a federal worker. Hands where I can see them. Gloria's face contorted, first shock, then outrage. You can't touch me. I demand to speak to your superior. But the cuffs clicked on, cold and final. As they led her out, envelopes scattered like fallen leaves. One landing at my feet, a kid's birthday card with glitter. Violates standards, I muttered, picking it up with a grin. The hilarity hit, her chorder obsession had just mailed her straight to jail. The real explosion came post-arrest. When the inspectors dug deeper, Gloria made bail, strutting back to Willow Creek like nothing happened. But I'd been compiling a dossier for months, screenshots of her forged violation emails, photos of her slapping stickers on cars at night. Mia and I met Reyes at a coffee shop downtown. "That dolly had more than mail," Reyes said, sliding over photos. Tucked in the bottom, fake HOA forms authorizing mail oversight, signed by a bogus compliance committee. Turns out, it wasn't just pettiness. Gloria had been intercepting zoning notices and environmental petitions about the community's beloved park, a 15-acre green space with old oaks and a pond. Why? To grease the wheels for Victor Lang, a slick developer eyeing it for luxury condos. They'd been in cahoots. Her rule's a smokescreen for burying opposition mail. She rented a P.O. box under a fake name, Reyes explained. Funneled bribes through it. Mia's jaw dropped. All those fines she collected, where'd they go? Straight to her pocket, padded with Victor's kickbacks. We handed over our evidence, including a secret recording from the HOA secretary, Ellen, who'd grown tired of Gloria's bullying. On tape, Gloria's voice purred, "Victor, darling, another $50,000 and that park vote's in the bag. The peasants won't notice." Victor chuckled, "You're a natural tyrant." It was gold, pure, incriminating gold. The neighborhood buzzed with rumors. But Gloria played victim at the next HOA meeting. Lavender suit pristine. "A minor mix-up," she cooed. "Let's focus on progress, like developing that eyesore park." That's when I stood. "Before we sell our soul, how about a little show and tell?" Mia hit play on the projector. The room darkened as footage rolled, her post office meltdown. The shove. The cuffs. The bribe audio. Gasps turned to murmurs. Then outrage. "You endangered Mr. Thompson's life for a land grab," someone shouted. Gloria stammered. "Context. It's all twisted." But the board members bolted, resigning mid-meeting. She fled amid boos, her clipboard clattering to the floor like a dropped crown. In the end, justice didn't just knock, it kicked down the door. At the federal courthouse, under glaring lights, Gloria and Victor sat defeated, their lawyers scrambling. The judge, a stern man with wire-rimmed glasses, laid it bare, "Ms. Vance, you abused power under the guise of order, tampering with mail, assaulting an employee, and conspiring for personal gain. That's not leadership, it's hubris wrapped in hypocrisy. Sentence, full restitution, $150,000 back to the HOA. Plus payouts to affected residents. Community service? Sorting recyclables at the post office, under Jenkins' watchful eye. And the kicker, a 5-year ban from approaching any mailbox within 25 feet. We painted a red line around the neighborhood kiosk, her personal do not cross zone. Mia and I strolled by it weeks later, grabbing our mail without a second glance. The air felt fresher, the whispers gone. Willow Creek reformed the HOA, term limits, audits. No more petty tyrants. Gloria? Last seen mopping floors in an orange vest. Head bowed, her pearls hidden under the collar. She glanced up once, eyes hollow, but said nothing. Poetic, right? Her quest for control left her scrubbing the very system she tried to hijack. But here's the twist that lingers, was Gloria the real villain? Or just a product of a system that lets petty power corrupt absolutely? Drop your take in the comments, justice served. Or does suburbia breed these monsters?